So why don't you take us through the V2 clarity creation process?
All right. So the first part of this process is recognizing there's 5 life categories that we're going to be gaining clarity in. We have purpose, health, wealth, relationships, and growth. And in each of those areas, we're going to look at long-term clarity, looking at a 1 to 10 year horizon. Then we're going to chunk that into medium-term clarity, looking at a 3-month time frame. And then we're going to get into short-term clarity, which is a weekly time frame. And so let's start with an example as we go through this. So we're going to use the health category as we go here. And the first part of this process, long-term clarity, what you're going to do is you're going to look at this category of your life and ask yourself, what are your desires? In the 1 to 10 year horizon, what are your desires for your health? And you're going to make a list, whatever comes up for you, whatever's important, write all those desires down. Now, this is where traditional goal setting typically stops, right? And my experience with that, and I've taught this before, so I'm guilty as well at doing this. I did this for many years. And this is often where we stop. We have this huge list of goals, and that huge list overwhelms us. So what we're going to do is we're going to distill these desires into really clear intentions, so that this is taking clarity a step deeper. This is getting clear on why you really want these things. And when you take it a step deeper, you can start eliminating some of those desires, because what you'll recognize is that these desires are just strategies to meet underlying needs. And so let's walk you through it. So you have your desires list. And then you start going through this desire distillation funnel. And the first part of this desire distillation funnel is asking yourself, what are the underlying needs that these desires are meeting? And by underlying needs, we're referring to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's lots of needs hierarchies. We like Maslow's as one of the better ones. And so we can look at those needs in Maslow's hierarchy and saying, oh, really, this desire to have a 6-pack is really helping me meet my need of esteem or belonging or security of my health. So it could be a variety of things, but what's that driving underlying need that desire is meeting? The next thing we ask is, are the desires listed the most effective way at meeting that underlying need? And so what you might realize is that you've created this list of desires, but some of them are going to be more effective at meeting those needs than others. And so you can start reducing the amount of desires based on that.
So, for example, the desire was to have a 6-pack, and you looked at Maslow's hierarchy of needs and said, this is meeting your need, let's say, of self-esteem. So this is where you're going to ask yourself a question, is there a more effective strategy of meeting self-esteem?
Exactly.
Right.
And it's interesting what happens is just that step of awareness of, right, wow, I actually really just want a 6-pack to be accepted by others. Well, that's interesting.
Right.
And so you've turned that light bulb on of awareness. Right.
Again, to remind everyone, we're trying to move from a vicious cycle where there are many fires to fight to a lesser set of important priorities, such that we get the spaciousness, correct? And
that's
so
it, yeah.
We're saying, what's the bare minimum need? Right? So if we have another example, let's say that my need is to have an income of $100,000 a year, and right now I make only $20,000 a year, then the question I should ask myself is, what need am I trying to meet? And is there a simpler way to meet that need? Again, the need could be respect of others, or the need could be to eat organic food. And the question would be, what's the bare minimum essential requirement that I can set it at, such that I have a chance to first meet that step, and then I can always increase it, correct?
That's exactly
right.
It. So as a result, we end up with less desires driving us and overwhelming us.
Right.
So the next step of the funnel is your core values, and asking yourself, are there any desires that aren't aligned with your core values? And this is a great way as well to get a deeper level of clarity and reduce the amount of desires on your list. And so what would be an example of this, Sanjeev?
One thing that comes to mind relative to this is I could have a desire, let's say, to visit Australia, to visit Hawaii, and visit all fancy places in the world, right? But my core value is environment and creating less waste. Then I could look at that desire and say, does it match the core value of burning less gas, creating less of a carbon footprint? So I can look at that and say, you know, my need to visit these places was to meet an underlying need. The underlying need could be entertainment. The underlying need could be exploration of new places, but it doesn't meet my core value. So I could say, is there a simpler way? Are there places close by to explore? Is there another way to entertain myself?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Absolutely.
Right.
So again, you can look at that list and now drop some of those desires based on your core values. The final part of this desire distillation process is looking at attachment. And so on a scale of 1 to 10, how attached are you to achieving those desires on your list? And pick one and ask yourself, how attached are you? If you feel a level of attachment from an 8 to a 10, you're really attached, then our recommendation is to first do a balance on that desire so that you are authentically placing it in your clear intentions list. Because often that attachment is a sign that there's a deeper belief there that can be reframed and reduce the attachment.
Right. One example comes to mind. It's really personal for me. So I'm really attached to delivering value through the V2 90-day challenge. And one of the things for me to do is really, and that actually consumes more energy than I need to because I'm so attached to it. If I could pull back and do an exercise where I could go back to balancing and I could balance that desire and say, is there a different approach where I would be more effective, more empowered if I detach from that tremendous desire? Could I actually be more effective in delivering value? I think I will. So that's my exercise for this evening.
Back to balance for you, sir.
Exactly.
All right. So what happens is you've brought your desires through this distillation process, and that's when you start creating your clear intentions list. And so with this new level of clarity, you create an intentions list. And again, this is in that 1 year to 10-year horizon, and ideally this list should be significantly shorter than your original desires list for that life category.